The brown recluse. Known far and wide for the flesh-rotting capabilities of its venom, this is easily one of the most infamous and feared spiders on planet Earth. But just how much do we know about these spiders really? While many believe that these arachnids mean certain death, or at the very least that they can rot off an arm in the blink of an eye, there's something big missing from the picture. When we take a look at the chemical composition of these spiders' venom, we don't see the necessary components in the right quantities to cause such damage. So how can we figure out just how dangerous these spiders really are? Easy. By watching to the end. My name is Jack, and I've dedicated my entire life to traveling all over the globe to find the strangest and most dangerous animals alive. I'm willing to get in close where others wouldn't dare in order to uncover and share the truth about even our most deadly and misunderstood creatures. Now, this mission has brought me face to face with the fearsome bite of the brown recluse on multiple occasions, and the results of my encounters may indeed shock you. Let's dive in and see if we truly know just how deadly the bite of the brown recluse really is. So basically, folks, I've come to this beautiful woodland area here to start scanning for these spiders. Don't worry about me, friends. I'm not going to be in any real danger, so you believe. I'm going to be checking some of these standing trees. We got some nice kind of peely bark. That's the perfect habitat for these spiders. So we're going to get searching. We're going to get looking. Hopefully, we can find a sizable one so that I can maybe absolve some of your concerns about this spider's bite. The brown recluse's venom is a powerful hemotoxin that they use to liquidate the innards of their prey so that they can feed. They have a special component in their venom known as sphingomyelinase D that causes cell and tissue death, but not nearly on the scale of what people report. The dosage makes the poison, and these spiders simply cannot inject that much venom. Of course, in young children or babies, that small dose is proportionally much larger and can cause some serious complications in rare instances. Oh my gosh. This might be one of the biggest recluse spiders I've ever seen. Look at the size of that thing. Look at it compared to my thumb. Oh my gosh. See all this kind of like flayed sort of bark up here? I thought I spotted a leg just kind of sticking out. Folks, I could not have found a bigger recluse spider. Well, I lost my container, but I captured my recluse. Look at the size of this thing, folks. This is a monster brown recluse spider, easily in the upper range of the size of these arachnids. But take a look right here. I'm actually in no danger of being bitten. Now that might seem a little contrary to what you might believe about these spiders, but these animals are far from the aggressive, bite-hungry monsters that you might think them to be. Let me see if I can carefully... He likes me. Whew. I'm just sweaty because it's hot out here, folks. It is just about 6 p.m. in Texas in August, and it is about 100 degrees out here. But this right here is the fantastic Loxosceles reclusa. Now, this arachnid might be one of the most feared animals in all of North America. Now, why might that be? Well, that's because of the horrific reputation that these spiders possess. Many people believe these arachnids to cause massive, extensive necrotic lesions that can claim limbs and potentially even claim lives. But just how true is this? Is this actually fact rooted in authenticity and reality? Or perhaps, is this a wives' tale run rampant? Well, we are about to dive so deep into exactly what all you can expect from a brown recluse bite. By the end of this video, you're not just gonna know about these spiders, you might even be able to call yourself an expert. So right now, we're gonna talk about what it actually looks like to potentially receive a life-threatening bite from one of these spiders. In 2012, a 3-year-old girl was admitted to the emergency room in Tennessee with an alleged brown recluse spider bite. The symptoms quickly became systemic, resulting in fevers and elevated heart rate. Eventually, the systemic effects compounded and the little girl succumbed to her wound, though not in the typical quote-unquote brown recluse fashion. You see, multi-system organ failure is the actual risk with these bites, not that large-scale necrosis. The larger Chilean recluse is capable of delivering a life-threatening bite, which overburdens the kidneys and liver with venom and cellular debris, causing full-body shutdown and renal failure. In rare cases like this young girl from Tennessee, multi-system organ failure can set in, causing extensive damage and potentially becoming life-threatening. This is rare though, friends. These spiders rarely result in these severe systemic reactions, and almost never cause enough damage to kill someone. So my friends, you've now seen what could potentially happen to young children, maybe the elderly, those who receive a large envenomation from a large individual, but maybe have a compromised immune system or too small of a body to really deal and address with it. But my friends, what happens if an average adult is to be bitten? Well, luckily, you don't even have to go all that far to find out. My friends, your lovely host today, Jacksonville Wildlife, has not taken just one, but 2 full envenomations from a male and female brown recluse to document just what you could expect as a healthy, average human being receiving a bite from one of these spiders. So we're gonna take a look. Is this truly the flesh-rotting denizen of hell that you might think it is, or is this merely a misunderstood creature that's reputation has maybe been blown way out of proportion? But these are fantastic, wonderful little arachnids. They are so cool, and really, they are hated on a level that is far disproportionate to their actual danger. So let's take a close look, my friends, at what the average person can expect from a bite from one of these brown recluse spiders. In the clips following, you will see the effects of not one, but 2 separate brown recluse bites tested on yours truly. I've done these tests to showcase that although many believe that these are deadly and dangerous spiders, there's more at play with the vast amounts of supposed diagnosed brown recluse bites. Let's take a look at my first test of a male brown recluse spider bite.
Okay. So I'll try and get you a good angle here. Oh, I felt that. That was a bite. Come here. Okay, well, that was a little bite, but actually, look, if she'll move a little bit, see that on the skin? That's venom. See that little glisten, that little shimmer? So that was actually I could feel that bite, and that's pretty typical of a brown recluse bite. You're not gonna feel some excruciating, definitely worse than a tarantula hawk. This is gonna be a tiny little love peck. And then you're gonna start seeing some swelling. So as far as this goes, thank you, dear, for cooperating. I'm going to update on the sting and show you guys that if you keep it clean, if you take care of your bites, they're really not anything to be worried about. But look at that. I will update on it and we'll see what it does. About 4 hours later, looks about like a mosquito bite, a little bit of a bump. So far, not too bad. Okay, so this is about 48 hours after the initial bite. And take a look at this. So those striations are what I believe to be infected, I believe it's called lymphangitis. And it's when bacteria or viruses get into your lymphatic system and they head for the nearest, largest lymph node, which would be under my arm, which is why those kind of strings are going under my arm. As far as swelling goes, as you can see, excuse my messy bathroom, it's not too bad. It's like, I don't even know what, not terrible, but very interesting. All right, so I haven't updated the past few days, but this is the bite, that tiny little speck there, about 6 days after the initial bite. Obviously there was no dermal necrosis, no, rotting of the flesh or skin in the area. I had that mild lymphangitis, the bacteria crawling through my lymphatic system, but that went away. So far, it's been a blast. I mean, nothing too serious has happened at all. So yeah, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but a lot of those bites that you are attributing, that brown recluse status to, are in reality bacterial infections, which you could get from any species of spider. You could get bitten by a wolf spider or a brown recluse, and it would be the same based off of just bacteria.
And now we'll take a look at my more severe and systemic bite with a large female brown recluse.
Come on, calm down. She's gonna fall right in my lap the second I take this container away.
Stop it. Doing more damage with the container than the spider will do.
Oh, the container's really getting me, folks. Oh, man. Definitely worse than a tarantula hawk.
Let's pin this spider, shall we? You guys have come for the show. Okay. I'll give you what you want. No, I don't want to hurt you. Oh. Ooh. Oh, was that a little pinch? Oh. Come on, get in there. Oh, okay, wow, that was a really good pinch. Ow. Huh. All right, I'll let you go. Ooh, interesting. Really, that's Lada that you brought me from your house, and I'm just gonna die.
Oh, did I not tell you that? Yeah, that was Loxocelli's Lada.
Oh, good. Wow, actually, that was a little pinch. I'm surprised. That hurt a lot more than my other one. So it bit me right in there. That is a brown recluse bite. That's what that's going to look like. Day one, a tiny pinch, nothing electric, nothing that you're going to be like, ow, jumping out of your seat with. Okay? Tiny little pinch. Make sure, simple wound care. That's all you got to do. Okay? Now, I will note, should you believe you've been bitten by a brown recluse and in actuality have a horrible gangrenous bacterial infection that is super far along, please seek medical help. This is not a video to excuse actual serious bacterial infections that could become life-threatening or threatening of a limb. Please go to the doctor. Wow, take a look at this, folks. This is about, I don't know, I want to say 30 minutes after the initial envenomation. You can see there that kind of whiter spot is the epicenter. I am really excited to see how this plays out. This seems to be a little more severe than my first envenomation. However, I'm not expecting too many serious or complicated results. I'm thinking we're going to see more of the same, maybe with a few add-ons, because this does appear to be a severe envenomation, but you can see this huge red patch is what you're going to see. So if you're just seeing a small little raised red bump, there's a very real chance that that was a mosquito or maybe an infected pore or follicle. And not, in fact, a brown recluse bite, because look at that. That is a full red, patchy mess. Almost rash-like in some areas. Very interesting. Wow. Take a look at this, folks. This is the morning after. Look at that. That's actually the scar I have from the wheel bug bite. And this bite has actually discolored that. I think that this is one of the more severe brown recluse envenomations that I have not only seen, but ever heard of. Truly attributed. Look at the swelling. My body is nice and red. Other than that, I feel okay. Got a little bit of a headache, but I haven't eaten anything yet today, so I'm gonna drink some water and eat some soup. And I'm gonna I have a little over-the-counter, little triple antibiotic kind of cream that I'm gonna put on this whole little epicenter. And we're gonna see. It would be really interesting to see if we got some mild necrosis, so I can show you guys from an extreme envenomation the full extent.
You can see in the days following that necrosis did in fact set in, but just look at how much different it appears than what we might associate with a brown recluse bite. Far from the black gaping craters people attribute to these spiders, this was much more like a localized patch of hemorrhaging cells dying off. We can see over the next few weeks that this patch slowly shed outward and healed, leaving behind a small scab where the original blister was. This severe bite had some interesting effects, including body discoloration, lightheadedness, slight fevers, and headaches, but still I did not see any significant necrosis or flesh rotting at all. I will emphasize that this was a fully systemic, severe, confirmed brown recluse bite test, and while it might have looked pretty gnarly, it was completely and safely treated entirely at home. Now, this video is not a license to ignore any large, potentially dangerous infection, but merely a showcase of the information we have on these spiders and their legitimate danger. Brown recluses inhabit a limited range in the eastern half of the United States, and are not likely to bite unless pinned or pinched against the skin. As long as you keep a tidy living space and don't encourage these spiders to pursue insects within your home, you shouldn't be at any risk whatsoever from these animals or their bites. So just how deadly is the bite of the brown recluse spider? Really not terribly deadly at all. Although in rare cases symptoms can escalate and become dangerous, for nearly everyone a brown recluse bite is not something to be overly concerned about. It can be easy to blame spiders for mystery bumps or infections, but this doesn't help anyone. Be safe by treating every wound and bug bite as if it could become infected, and of course seek medical attention if anything starts to get worse. Well, my friends, I hope that this video was helpful to you at home. Although it's easy to blame these spiders, although they might seem creepy and intimidating, these are far from the dangerous monsters you and your family members might inspire you to believe. These are animals, same as you, same as me. They're just trying to survive. Yes, they might find their way into our homes or our garages or our ceilings and attics or whatever, but these animals are not actively searching to harm you. And even if you are to be bitten, if you confirm that you were bitten by a brown recluse, don't panic. Be sure to wash that wound with soap and water. Make sure you bandage it up, get some antibacterial ointment on there. And if it gets any worse or if it becomes infected, of course, please seek out medical attention. Bacteria is a deadly thing, folks, and even though I'm telling you that these brown recluse spiders aren't nearly as deadly as you might have believed, those same wounds that many attribute to these spiders can indeed become life-threatening. Even if no spider was involved, that bacteria will eat through the flesh and can even become systemic, attacking the human body on all fronts. And that's why we need to be careful. That's why we need to be mindful. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed learning about the fantastic brown recluse. I hope that this video serves as good information for you to reference should you be concerned or worried about the brown recluse. This is an animal that, yes, is intimidating, but it's not an animal to objectively fear. These little spiders are much more nervous, coming in contact with us than we are with them. And so, my friends, I will leave you with this. This world is full of some amazingly fantastic and well-adapted organisms. Some of them, like this brown recluse, might even be equipped with venom that could cause you or could cause me harm. But that's not the intention. That's not the reason these animals have this venomous bite. This creature here is out here in the middle of the woods, far from anyone, far from any homes, and it is seeking its best chance at survival. And that's what that venom's for. It's to help these animals procure and digest their food, helps them to kill their prey. It's not a weapon to use against us. So have a little bit of grace in your heart for these lovely little creatures, and maybe after this video, you'll have a little bit of a different perspective on them. So thanks so much, my friends, for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the brown recluse. I hope that you also enjoyed getting to see me get up close and personal with the business end of these lovely spiders. I'm happy to put my money where my mouth is. I'm happy to really get down and up close and personal to show you folks the true nature and the real facts behind even our most dangerous and unloved species. So thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to tune in every Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. There's a new video waiting for you every week. But until then, my friends, until I see you next time, take care of yourselves, and hopefully I'll see you next Friday.